Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh Shah,
Barakatah Yahweh Shah,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh Shah,
Barakatah Yahweh Shah,
Ba'Hashem,
Ba'Hashem,
Rakah,
Rakah,
Qadash,
Qadash,
Yahweh Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'Hashem, Rakah, Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you brothers that's pushing the word in sincerity and in truth. Alright, so you know a greater battle lies ahead. Alright, and we just did the video, well, we're doing a video. Esau, you know, we're battling to control the narrative. Ultimately, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah have laid this thing down, and we know it's to come according to the scriptures. Alright, but the multitude of people, they believe anything, man. Alright, they don't know what's going on. And in the process, we had to battle and we had to fight for this word, man. Alright, and that's what it's about, striving for the truth until death. We know that America is going to be destroyed. Alright, we know that the so-called white man is Esau. Alright, but then you have various other people out here preaching and leading other people astray. Alright, whether it be within Israel, alright, or it be outsiders, the adversary, Esau, Edom, man. Alright, you got Vocab Malone. Alright, he's coming up against the Hebrew Israelites. Alright, which is all in vain ultimately, but it's actually magnifying the word of the Lord, man. Alright, because ultimately the word of the Lord is going to stand. Give me Romans 3:3. We'll start with that real quick. Alright. You got Vocab Malone. Alright, he just came up to the brothers in Chicago, which was a great thing because this week the whole hashtag, you know, speaking am I a black Hebrew Israelite came about. So now we know that, and we know that brothers in the spirit don't always look like dark-skinned Israelites, so-called Negroes, man. They're Wesley Snipes, Samuel L. Jackson Shaft-looking Israelites, man. All right, they come in all different flavors, all right, so-called colors. You know, whether it be light brown, dark brown. All right, we come out of all different nations, man. But at the end of the day, we're Israelites, according to the prophecy. And the whole world is going to see this, man. Right now, you have adversaries trying to control and dictate the narrative. You know, try to sway minds to think otherwise, man. Trying to demonize what we have to say, man. All right? But ultimately, this is not of us, it's of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right? You got that, Romans?
This is Romans chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe?
Yeah, you're going to have people that don't believe in what we're saying. All right? So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans were the Israelites of the Bible, man. And different people that look like the other nations, all right, of Israel, all right. You know, they might look like a Chinese man. They might look like a so-called white man, all right. They might look like a Japanese, all right, or Ammonite, okay, Chinese or Moabite, all right, Ishmaelite. They might look like Arabs, but ultimately, if their seed goes back to the Israelites, if their fathers go back to the Israelites, they are the Israelites, man. All right, and they praise Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah just as much as a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. All right, they believe in Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah just as much. All right, it's going to come down to who believes in Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah and who is of the elect of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah, or the 1/3. All right. Go ahead, keep on reading Romans real quick.
Romans 3:3, it says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? Verse 4, God forbid. Yeah, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Yeah. Let every man be true. I mean, let the Most High be true. Let the words of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah, which was laid down through his servants, the prophets, be true. All right, but let every man be a liar. All right, and what did he say at the end? It said that thou may be justified.
Yeah, it kind of says that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Yeah, that thou may be justified in our sayings, and what? Read it again.
It says that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
And mightest overcome when thou art judged, man. Because ultimately we're going to be persecuted for this word, man. All right, but the words of the Lord is true, man. And that's what we're going to bring. We're going to bring the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua out and convey it to the people and let them know what's about to come. But we're going to have these other opposition to this word come up against this word, and they want to try to control the narrative, man. All right, but the narrative, ultimately, the Lord is going to speak, man, and He's going to show forth His judgment. So everything that they're doing ultimately is in vain, or it's working. It's working for the greater good of the words of the Heavenly Father, man. They're fulfilling prophecy and doing what they're doing, man. All right, so
You get that scripture, bro?
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth.
yeah, you hear that? We can do nothing against the truth before the truth. Now, watching a little bit of that video of Vocab when he came up, he said he seen like 70 guys. I guess the Chicago camp is huge, man. They said they was astonished at how many men listen to this word, man. Just let me know that this word is growing, man. And ultimately, these camps are going to start growing, man. And people that ride past week in and week out and see us on the corners, all right, they're going to be astonished at the growth of this doctrine, man. Especially as these times come when all hell start breaking loose and people want answers and people start becoming more distressed, all right? All right, people going to be astonished at the growth of this understanding, man. And then there's going to be more opposition that's going to come up, you know. But that's why we're fighting. That's why we're battling. You know, we're battling. That's why the Lord put us out here as soldiers to battle. All right, to battle for this truth, man. Read 2 Corinthians 13 again.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth.
Yeah, we can do nothing against the truth before the truth, man. So if the righteous man is gonna do the right thing by the truth, by pushing the word, the truth, the doctrine of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, the teachings, also because that's what it's about. The teaching, getting men prepared for the kingdom to come, telling men to repent. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. All right, turn back from your ways, which you grow up in error. All right, you grew up in the ways of America. You come back to your nationality. All right, come back into understanding who you are, understanding what the prophecies are, understanding who your enemy is. All right, understanding what's going to come. Fear the Lord. All right, coming back to your heritage. All right, that's what it's about, man. It's not about a black, white thing, man, which the world tries to push. Oh, these guys are a hate group. They're militants. They hate white people. We hate Edomites, man. The Edomites are going to be put down. They're going to be destroyed. The Edomites rule over us. All right, and they rule with such wickedness, man. All right, they're unjust. All right, they're going to be destroyed, man. They're going to be taken out of power, man, soon. All right, but you know, people, you know, they hate group. They hate their own people. You know, our people are acting as heathens, man. They're acting like the other nations. They're adversary to the word of the Lord, man. All right, and that's why so much pushback. All right, y'all got scripture?
Yeah. This is Psalms, because pretty much is about standing up against wickedness. You know, so this is Psalms 94, verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? You know, because it's not a black or white thing. We're not standing up against white people, all right, so-called white people. We're standing up against wickedness and the atrocities that are going forth on the planet Earth, you know, for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Right.
The defenders of the gospel.
Yeah, so pretty much, hey, man, this whole thing is about, hey, the Lord told us to go preach the gospel. As the brother said, you know, the Esau's trying to control the narrative. What he's trying to do, he's trying to be that stumbling block that he was created to be the deceiver, to deceive you from actually winning salvation, you know? And it all starts with that doctrine that you believe in, because that's the way you're going to follow. But that's our job. We out there to win souls, which is the elect, right? This is Mark 16 and verse 14. It says afterward he appeared unto the 11 as they sat at meat and upbraided them with their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they believed not them which had seen him after he was risen. It says, and he said unto them, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. So our job, we was commissioned by our Lord Yahweh Shai to preach this gospel to all the people, man. You know, because ultimately this is the Most High's movie. You know, this is the Most High's movie, and he said it's gonna be $144 sealed from this group of people on the planet Earth, and he's letting his will be known. Now, what Satan tried to do is try to go and control the narrative, man, and try to sway your beliefs. And the ones that ain't rooted and grounded, you know, you're gonna be destroyed. If I can get this quick one.
Yeah, everybody don't want the gospel to be preached. And when we heard the gospel, we received it with joy. And we thought that everybody would want to accept it. You know, that's why we told our family members and we told the friends that we know. But then you come to a realization that, look, this ain't for everybody, man. You know, there's so much, the pushback that you get, man. I mean, some brothers, their family members try to get them to go to counseling, man. Some brothers been kicked out the house for teaching this word, man. You know? Some brothers been called the black sheep of their families, man, for this very gospel's sake, man. You know? Go ahead, bring it out.
Yes, it's Luke 6, verse 39. It says that he spake a parable unto them. Can the blind lead the blind? Shall they not both fall into the ditch? So, oh, okay. Yeah, so pretty much, hey, the ones that follow Esau, the so-called white man, or the adversaries, because that could be anybody that's against this truth. If you follow that philosophy, you're going to lead yourself into the ditch, because they ain't nothing but blind. The scripture said the deceiver and the deceived is his. The deceived and the deceiver is his, man. So the Lord controls this thing, you know. But so you don't believe what his men is saying, then you're gonna fall into a ditch, which means you're gonna be destroyed, man. You know. Hey, and it all starts with what? Believing that philosophy, because a lot of you that believe in the philosophy of the beast, okay, you're gonna take that chip when he administer it, man. You know, and that's just, you don't even recognize that with that whole vocab alone, all these people that's coming up against the truth is, that's just them trying to seal your destruction, pretty much, man. You know.
But at the end, they're gonna know that a prophet had been among them, because when they, you know, sure enough, when they see those missiles coming, you know, then they see the chariots coming, and they get lifted up, you know, Lord willing, with the men, and it's gonna, you know, there's gonna be like a light bulb going off in their head, you know, or getting hit, you know, getting hit by some mass knowledge. I'm gonna just bring out, because the brother brought it out, I'm gonna bring it out also. This is Matthew 25, verse 14. Let them alone, they be blind, leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. So that, you know, that ditch is ultimately destruction, you know?
Yeah, kind of bring a precept for it. This is Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 15. It says, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going.
Yeah, so it's going to be people that are going to follow after these leaders, because these guys are leaders in a virtual, in YouTube land, man. Like Vocab Malone, he has people that listen to him devoutly, and the scriptures say that the simple believe every word. So you're going to have people that's going to, they're going to listen to Vocab.
Because he's bringing out facts, he's bringing out, you call some shit facts, but it ain't true though.
They're going to listen to Vocab and take everything that Vocab says like Vocab is a god, man. But then you're going to have prudent people that's going to listen to Vocab. I mean, and they're going to listen to Vocab, and they're going to go on their own, and they're going to see. And if the Spirit of the Lord is on them, they're going to see like what Vocab is saying, and what these guys are actually saying. You know, Vocab is not right, man.
Bro, because what you said earlier is that they gonna have to pay attention to the scriptures. What they trying to do is avoid the scriptures, man. They trying to avoid what's written in the holy scriptures. You know, they try to discredit the words of the Lord, because everything that they come up with is against this. You know, in this whole world, the whole world is rooted like that, and we can see it. You know, so what? Hey, man, you gonna see it, man. You gonna see that the words that you trying to avoid, this is the truth, man.
Yeah, it goes into the trick bag of the Most High, you know, because if we turn off the lights in this house right now, you're not gonna be able to see, you know. The Most High hid the light with men like us. With the scripture in Sirach, you know, when the rich man speak, but then you know everybody listen, but when the poor man speak, no one listens. You know, the Most High gave it to us, the most unlikely to get this truth, man. You know, and that's why these people are fooled. You know, vocab alone is speaking of the wisdom of this world. You know, the things that make sense of this world. If you was in the world, you would be like, yeah, that dude makes sense. You know what he's saying.
Yeah.
But since this like, since this wisdom is only given to a select few, it makes perfect sense to us. But it's not given to them. You know.
Because if they were of the world, you were of the world, you would love its own.
Exactly. And that's why they love vocab, because that's their own. You know.
And vocab is just the flavor of the week. He's just the example. But there's many examples of men that are set up to deceive the masses, man. And the pushback is closer and closer as we get to the day of the Lord. The pushback is going to get even more extreme, man.
Yeah.
All right, wait till the media is coming up and they're using it different sound clips of what brothers have been saying on the highways and hedges.
Yeah.
And they're using it as a way to demonize us.
Oh, you've seen it slightly. You've seen it before with World Star. That's why the San Fran camp is so famous. You know, they only put up clippings of them saying, oh, the white man, the devil, the black woman, this, blah, blah, blah. They saying that when brothers get, you know, up in arms and actually defending.
Or if I could say this, because the Mr. Ben X or whatever his name is, that Apostle Hockey talking about, he just did a video saying how GMS exposed, they try to justify rape with the Bible, something like that, along those lines, man. But I'm saying things is happening again.
That goes into the light of sin. You know, because you had two bystanders that had no idea of either side, pretty much, with ISUPK and GMS. You know, and once it was broken down through the scriptures, you remember the video that went viral with the brothers in the main camp. The old lady said, shit, I like when my man, you know, take control. And then you had the church Jake saying, yo, they made sense, you know?
Wow.
They made sense what they were saying, you know? So, you know, can I get this scripture real quick? This is a quick hit. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We understand what he's about to pull out. We understand why we're going to be hated and why we're going to go into hiding, you know? Why we're going to be captured, why some of us are going to be killed. We understand all of that, you know, because we have the light to see it. You know, a prudent man is someone that can see something before it happens, you know, a wise man.
I got one for you. This is Matthew 10:22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But
Right.
he that endureth till the end shall be saved.
They say we're going to be hated. We're going to be hated by all men for my namesake, Yahweh Shas, you know? And we seen that with the apostles in the book of Acts, you know? Hey, you stop preaching in his name. Even though they seen the miracle with the lame man at the gates of the beautiful, you know, we're going to be hated because we come in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Shah, you know? And we're not ignorant of these things, man, you know?
This is St. John chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you.
Yeah, the world hated Yahweh Shah first, man. And they put him to death. They put our Lord to death. So what you think they're going to do to us? And when we uphold his name, when we keep his name alive, keep going on.
Verse 19. If you are of the world will love his own.
Right, and we're not of this world. That's why Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. And we telling these so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans that, yo, this is not your rest. Now, if they come and put their face up against us, look, bro, we understand, yo, keep going about your way. You're about to die. It's okay. We don't care. But if you stop and listen, yo, maybe that you're one of the souls that the Most High chose, and we're going to try to bring you in.
Bro,
you know?
that's so spiritual, bro. Because now that I think about it, these Hispanics are getting their asses kicked left and right. Not only the Negroes, but these Hispanics, man. You have Hispanics that they care that people are being detained, being shipped back to Mexico, etc. And these families are being separated. They feel for it, but they're not fully absorbing it. Like, yo, they're in some hot ass fucking water. Like, they're not living on life on the edge. They're comfortable as a motherfucker.
And the thing is, you gotta look at it because really Judah gonna be the one to rise up first, and then the rest of the tribes is gonna follow. You know, that we understand that too. You know, that's why we say we are men of the Lord, we're men of understanding that was given by the creator of all things.
If you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I've chosen you out of the world.
Yeah, we were chosen out of the world, and all we're doing is Ezekiel 9:4. We're looking for the rest of our brethren, so this thing can get sealed up. You know,
And when it's signed properly, abomination done there.
right? So, we're telling you right now who's really controlling the narrative, because we're telling you what Esau's about to do, and we're telling you what's going to happen, because Yahweh Hashem Al Shai is controlling this narrative.
Therefore, the world hated you. Remember the word that I said unto you. The servant is not greater than the Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also.
Yeah, so we know exactly what's about to go down. You know? Hey, we know we gotta bear our cross. We know it's gonna get hard. That's what keeps us humble. You know?
And it's going to be a point in time where it's going to look like Esau, you know, he gets control of the narrative, and, you know, all hope is lost. But no, look, man, the Lord is going to bring forth his judgment, man. We just keep on believing in his words, man. You know?
If I can get this, man, because we just said how the world hated the Lord first. And we also were saying how this is the Lord's counsel, the Most High's counsel. So everything that we know we got the victory, we know it's the Lord's counsel, but we're going to bring the example how the world hated the Heavenly Father. So you people think that just because the masses is on you guys, is on that side, you think that the majority wins, man. But we telling you the way the Heavenly Father chooses, he deal with the lowly man. You know, and we telling you, hey, man, we believe we them. We playing that part.
Yeah, it says many are chosen, many
When he called, you were chosen.
yes, yes.
I want to give the example. This is Acts 4 and verse 26.
Yeah.
It says, the kings of the earth stood up, and the rulers were gathered together against the Lord and against his Hamashiachim. It says against his Christ, which his anointed, which is his followers, all right? And we claiming that we are his followers. We are his followers, man. We doing what he said do, man. We playing that part, you know? So we telling you, man, you gonna end up wrong. We telling you this is the way the Lord followed that.
Yeah.
You know? It says, but the whole kings of the earth stood up against them, man. And us. And this is happening all over again. It says, for the truth against thy holy child, Yahweh Shai, whom thou hast anointed, both Herod and Pontius Pilate, with the Gentiles and the people of Israel were gathered together. So all these people was gathered together, man. You know? It says what? For to do whatsoever thy hand and thy counsel determined before to be done. Which the Lord, what was that counsel? Was that the Lord was gonna die. You know?
I got one. This is First Corinthians, because you know the brothers is talking about if they have hated you, they have hated me. You know, so if these people knew, bro, I'll just read. This is First Corinthians 2 verse 8, which none of the princes of this world knew, for had they known it, they would not. So again, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory.
Yeah.
You know, they wouldn't have done what they did to the Lord if they knew what was going to come upon them, man. Because the scripture's talking about prepare slaughter for their children, man. And ultimately that's talking about prepare slaughter for the men that actually, you know, did wickedly, you know. Because they X'd out our Lord, man, you know. They fucked us over, you know, took our nationality, they took our morals, our integrity, you know, but now it's giving back to us. Now we're actually building up the nation through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, but yet we still understand that we're a weak vessel. And it's going to take the spirit and the power and faith, you know, in supplication, to beg the Lord to give us the power to have, forgive us for what we have done to him, you know, because he's pissed off, man. There's he says angry with the wicked every day, man. So hey, man, you know, a lot of men out there, they don't like to do no you know, so-called ass kissing, man. We're fucking, we ain't got we ain't got weapons, you know. Some men might have some type of skill of fighting, but in all reality, you get weak, you know, you bleed, you know, things to that nature, man. So you're gonna need some type of something out of this world to defeat what's gonna happen, that's gonna come to us, man. You know, and it's all beautiful, because we were speaking about, you know, the brothers going into certain things, and and it just gets so spiritual to where you know you get charged, man. You feel like a man. You know, you're able to say certain things that other people are not able to do, man. And that's who we are, man.
Yeah.
We're out here to wake up the electric spirit.
I mean, I just want to go back to this. You know, this is Acts 4 and 28. It says, "For to do whatsoever thy hand and thy counsel determined before to be done." And as the brother said, they tried to cross out our Lord, which I mean, but that was that counsel that they tried to do, which they try to do that by eliminating us, man. Like they tried to do the apostles. It says, "And now, Lord, behold their threatenings, and grant unto thy servants that with all boldness, Salaki, that with all boldness they may speak thy word by stretching forth thine hand to heal, and that signs and wonders may be done by thy name, by the name of thy holy child Yahushua." You know, and and that's what we understand that this is going to happen, man. You want to try to eliminate us, thinking that that's going to eliminate this word, man. But we telling you what's going to happen, man, because it's already written, and we the ones with that faith. You know.
We're telling you that you don't control the narrative.
Because real fast, these people, you know, this brother right here, the bar, has stated that these people require a sign and like some type of wonderful works, but they don't understand that this is a sign in itself, man. It's just that you just got to be spiritual about it. You got to be able to read between the lines and then take spirituality from it. And then sometimes, hey man, you know, some people are just willingly ignorant, but hey, what happened to that last eclipse, man? When that lunar eclipse happened, these hurricanes happened, shit got fucked up.
Volcanoes.
Yep, and now we're coming into that time to where another eclipse, like the longest eclipse in history, is getting ready to happen. So, you know, I'm just ready to see what's getting ready to happen to these people, because I already know there has to be some type of more buildup to happen to where Judah needs to be squeezed more. You know, the Northern Kingdom needs to be squeezed more for some shit to pop. Because evidently, Esau grabbing up kids, you know, and then separating families just ain't enough. It ain't enough for these niggas. These niggas is just too comfortable where they're at, man. You know, they got this fucking, what is that, their citizenship. So now, like, people are cool. Like, they'll talk about it, like, yeah, it's fucked up. I hate Trump, da. But what are these niggas doing about it? What are these Hispanics doing about it? They're not doing shit but sitting on their asses, drinking Coronas, and eating damn cheese all the damn day.
Right, but that's going into the video. Who controlling the narrative? Nothing's going to pop off until Yahweh Bashem al-Shai sanction it. You know, that Yahweh Bashem al-Shai got to put the spirit on these people to go out and do something. Hey, you see what's going on in Oakland right now with the girl got her throat slit. You know, now all those Jakes, I think it was today, all those Jakes jumped the Nazi. The police came, they wasn't even running. So hey, Jake is being roused up as we speak.
Hey, bro, that's a different breed over there, bro.
Yeah, but you see Judah is going to rise up. You know.
Oh, God.
Judah going to rise up, and then the Northern Kingdom is going to follow. You know, and that's what we doing, man. You know, us out there pulling down the strongholds. You know, and we showing the wickedness plainly to the people, and the people going to see it for themselves, and that's where the race war is going to pop off.
I googled control the narrative definition. This is what popped up. It says
But it's all about business with that fucking guy. Can you read that definition again?
yeah, it says among the most prevalent and up-to-date phrases in business, politics, and savvy American life is
Because he had stated that, you know, there was, hey, and brothers out there that's watching this, brothers gotta understand, man, try to leave that gangster and being irate look alone, man. Build some type of class to where we're able to, you know, suppress our emotions and just deal with the scriptures, man. Because we're people of class, you know. From jump, man, we're a people of class. Yeah, you had niggas or whatever, but just try to stay spiritual and try not to like mean mug niggas. Someone come and ask a question, you're like, hey, just talk to the speaker. You don't have to like, hey, talk to the speaker. You know, you don't have to do all that extra shit. You know, you don't have to be all types of just use wisdom, man. You know, you always want to play the serpent. You don't always want to be showing them your cards. You know, of course we want to kill, but right now it's not the time.
yeah, con. Yeah, you gotta use wisdom. That's what this truth teaches you, to use wisdom. All right, you know.
Because that nigga, he was stating that, because the brother had sent the link, he was stating that like a few guys like majority of them were like irate, and they wanted to, like, you can tell they wanted to fight.
Yeah, they always try to say that we're angry, you know.
Yeah.
That's the main thing that they want. These are a bunch of angry guys, you know.
Yeah, but it's but they said that they had a few guys that wanted to reason, you know, and that's what we're all about. We're just here to reason, you know. Hey man, for the most part, things are gonna get hectic. You're gonna get angry, you know, but just try not to be all about that shit, you know. Of course, you're gonna. Hey, bro, this is our profession, you know. You're gonna. We have niggas every goddamn week. We're in customer service. You have to understand that. We're gonna have niggas coming up, you know, talking shit. But hey, man, talk all the shit you want, man. The Most High is gonna get you, man. We're not gonna be the ones to do it. I damn sure don't want to do it, you know.
The Lord said that spirits created for vengeance. They
Right.
want to do it, man.
You know, if I know my knuckles is messed up. If I hit something, you know, it's gonna hurt me in the long run. You know, maybe you might be scarred up. You know, and then plus, you know, you might go to jail. Fuck all that shit, man.
Well, look, we have this to look forward to. This is real quick. This is Yeshaya or Isaiah 41 and 10. It says, "Fear thou not, for I am the Lord, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness."
Right. Yeah, the Most High is gonna hold us up with the righteousness, man. You know, our righteousness. Hey, man, it's that filthy rags, but we out here through faith. You know, we out here hoping like we don't know what to, like. Hey, Lord, just have mercy upon us, man. So that's why it's just good to try to build that integrity, because as you hold that integrity, other men see it and then be like, man, they're just completely amazed. Like they just have, you know, like demons come up and you just yelling, but you just focus on this one Jake, and you just have a couple demons, you know, yapping in your face, and you just focus on this one Jake. He's listening. This brother did it one time. He had the Muslim guy comes up every goddamn week faithfully, religiously, and but this brother was just focused on the one Jake, and then he was just trying to teach the Jake. And I'm trying to teach you, man, you know. And it was just so beautiful the way the brother had conducted himself, and hey, man, and that's how we all of us ought to be, man.
Yeah, it goes into controlling your spirit, you know.
The scriptures say if a man can't control his spirit, it's like a city without walls, man.
Yeah, you have no defense, but the scriptures say, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee." You know, we're not supposed to worry about the outside distractions. Just go and do your job, man. Our job is to go fish for the elect. We trying to find brothers that's understanding, that's sign and crime.
Come back in Isaiah 41, what is it, 11?
Yeah.
It says, "Behold, all they that were incensed against thee." Now, when you look up the word incensed, it says, I believe this word is kara. It says to be hot, furious, born, become angry, be kindled.
Yeah. Hey, man, we're hot for this truth, man.
No. That's the people that's against us.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the people. That's the opposition.
Oh, of
We see
course.
that all
Hey,
the time.
should I hate you because shall you hate me because I tell you the truth,
Yeah,
man?
yeah. "Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded."
Exactly.
All right, so Vocab Malone, all of these adversaries, that Muslim nigga. the
Hey,
bald-headed
but when
nigga,
people in concentration camps, what are they gonna fucking
what are
say?
they gonna be thinking? They're gonna have a lot of time to think. They're gonna have a lot of
What are they gonna say
They're gonna
to
have a
the
lot of
people?
time to concentrate
Yeah.
on the shit that they was doing in these times like
Yeah,
that.
and the people gonna be looking to kill those fucking guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna concentrate on the shit y'all did to the men of the Lord. All right,
It says confounded, you know, ashamed. They're gonna be
ashamed and
of the words.
confounded. Yeah. It says, "They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish."
Yeah. But that's why the scriptures say, "Vengeance is mine," saith the Lord. It's not for us to take matters into our own hand. Like, who the hell are you? Yahweh Shai was spit on. You know, Yahweh Shai was, he had to endure a lot of things, and he had the spiritual power to stop it.
Yo, bro,
You know?
and then here it is. These fucking Christians, man, these people out in this world, they believe that everything's just all soft and beautiful. But back in the day, they killed this man for speaking the truth. They killed him for healing people, man.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't our business get killed for that?
Yeah,
They killed our Muslims.
yeah.
Verse 12, it says, "Thou shalt seek them and shall not find them." It says, "Even them that contended with thee, they that war against thee." That's why I always say that this is a war, man.
Yeah.
All right, Vocab Malone, you push, the spirit of the Lord pushes back, man. And it edifies more brothers, and more brothers come into this truth. So you fighting against the Lord, you're not really fighting, you're doing what you're doing you're actually helping out the ministry, man. All right. Let me finish real quick. Verse 14 it says, "Fear not." No, Shalak, verse 13. Yeah, it says, verse 13. It says, "For I am the Lord thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee." So this is when we put our hope in the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua helping us. Because at the end of the day, the Lord made us go out there and teach this word. He put the Spirit on us, learn the word, hear from the apostles and elders, and go out there and teach it. And then we face a lot of opposition for it. But the Lord said, "I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob." The worm is defenseless, basically. So the Lord is equating us as a worm, as being defenseless. And ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. So it's going to come a time where the Lord is going to make us into a sharp threshing instrument. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. So, we got to wait on the Lord. He's going to give us power, man. We just got to endure it.
Yeah, because that's why the Most High, that's why they said in the scriptures, they said, let the Most High be true and every man a liar, man. We believe in those words. The Lord gave us the examples. Things that was written aforetime was written for our learning. And these are examples, man. When they said that to the apostles, and the apostles said that to them, back to them, it says, Acts 5, and verse 28, it says, saying that, let me start from verse 27. It says, and when they had brought them, they set them before the council, and the high priest asked them, saying, did not we straightly command you that ye should not teach in this name? And behold, ye have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine, and intend to bring this man's blood upon us. So they told the apostles not to speak in the name of Yahushua. That's what you want us to stop speaking in the name of Yahushua today, because y'all don't like Yahushua, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. It says, then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men. Then the Most High then the power of our fathers raised up Yahushua, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree. Him hath the Most High exalted with his right hand to be a prince and to be a savior, for to give repentance to Israel for forgiveness of sins. And that's the truth. You trying to fight against that truth and trying to bring up your own narrative, But this is what really happened, and this is the word that we're going to continue to preach. And if I can just jump down really quick, it's going to say that we are his witnesses, at that moment. But I just want to jump down to the point, because what you doing, Vocab Malone, is nothing that we ain't already seen before, because the Lord already told us, and he already said we're going to get the victory. It says, jump down to verse 36. It says, For before these days rose up Thaddeus, boasting himself to be somebody, to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who were slain, and all, as many as obeyed him, were scattered and brought to naught. So that's what's going to happen to you, Anything that comes up against this stone is going to be ground into powder, man, or whoever we shall fall upon, because these are the words of the Lord, that the adversaries can't gainsay or resist. It says, and that's you just like this guy Thaddeus, man. It says, after this man rose up Judas of Galilee in the days of taxing, and drew away much people after him. He also perished, and all, even as many as obeyed him, were dispersed. So once again, somebody that tried to come with their own little doctrine, their own mind, they got scattered and dispersed. It came to naught. It says this, and now I say unto you, refrain from these men, and let them alone, for this counsel of this work be of men, it will come to naught. So that man, Gamaliel, he read that he was into the law, so he knew the scriptures. And he's telling you, hey man, these men look like they playing that part. Leave these dudes alone. I'm telling you, what you doing, you gonna come to naught, because it's based upon the Lord's character, and they can't see that.
Yeah, he knew who was controlling the narrative.
Exactly. He knew what the truth was. And Satan was trying to control that narrative,
Right.
Because it's his world.
Philippians 3 and 2, it says, beware of dogs, beware of evil workers, beware of the concision. The concision. So we're already warned, beware of dogs. And Vocab, man, he's a dog, man. Beware of evil workers. And what he's doing is evil, man. Hey, you know, them two people on your right and your left hand side, man, they condemned, man.
Fucking
You condemn them.
and the nigga,
You got blood on your hands, vocab, man.
Exactly.
You know?
And whoever they trying to bring along by showing these things,
Yep.
you add on to that. Not only are you going to be destroyed even worse, but they going to be destroyed. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they going in their calamity, you better hope you're not around, because they gonna lay their hands on you, man.
Yeah, it's a blind man.
In verse 3, it says, "For we are the circumcision which worship Yahweh in the spirit, and rejoice in Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, and have no confidence in the flesh." All right, so we're separate, you know. We're the circumcision which worship Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai in the spirit, man, which is the word, man. All right, everything we bringing out is through the spirit of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. You see, we bringing out examples. All right, you know, we're admonishing, we're fully warning. Look, man, this is a war, man. All right,
this shit ain't
it's a
sweet.
spiritual war, man.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual war, man.
Yeah, 'cause
Alright.
shit ain't sweet in this goddamn world,
Mhm.
man. It's just said, and have no confidence in the flesh, man. And a lot of these people, they believe they can't be touched. You know, they want to just keep speaking all types of like vain things.
Proud. That's pride.
I was gonna say, it said that and have no confidence in the flesh. We think when we learn in the spirit, and the spirit is like the wind, you can't see it. To have if you have the spirit, that means you got that faith, man. You know, and that you can actually see. The spirit helps you see, it guides you. You know, so you know we don't have confidence in the flesh. The scripture talk about faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You looking for carnal truth. You know, like they can just see something that's on the internet and it says this, and it says it's coming from a white man, they believe it. You know, so that's evidence to them. An article written by a man, but they don't believe the report that we saying.
Damn.
You know, it's the y'all, but we telling you going to lose, man.
Hey, bro, Salaki, because real fast, because the Jews, for the most part, people will require a sign, but even if he was to heal somebody, these niggas will still be like, it's a magic trick. It's some other shit, you know? And it's, hey, this brother right here is real spiritual because, as I say that, these people literally are blinded. And it's up to us to understand that that's who they are, and that's what they're going to be, you know? And then we just have to just have that tunnel vision and focus on the focus point, you know?
Because the people, after the Lord showed them many miracles in Egypt, right after that they worshiped the calf, man. Right after all that, so it shows you how strong the flesh was on the 2/3. But that's why we say we don't have no confidence in the flesh, you know. So if you living like that, then hey, it's going to ultimately bring you to death. And what we doing, we simply telling you. That's why we're not speaking our own words, man. We speaking the words of the Heavenly Father. We just simply telling you this is the way, and whoever got the ears to hear, they gonna hear it.
Right. Quick precept. This is 2 Corinthians 10:3. It says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh." You know, even though we're in the flesh, that's not what we're warring in. We go out in the highways and byways. We're not trying to war with this flesh, man. We in the spirit. You know, it says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of the strongholds." It's mighty in the Most High. How about Shema Shai?
Hey, that's why, you know, most people, when they find out that you go out in the highways and hedges, they always be like, be careful and stuff like that.
My mother just said that for that.
Yeah, you know, like, be careful. You know, somebody, you might talk to them and say, like, be safe, you know, or be, you know, when they bid you, when you leave them, bid you Godspeed, they say, be safe out there, be careful out there. There's no way that you can be careful out there, man.
Right.
It's all in the spirit, man. You know?
That's
Let
what.
me bring this out real fast. This is Ephesians 2:8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of the Most High.
And that's why, hey, when my mother said that, I said to her, you just don't know what it's about.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
what happens is Lord
Come
controls
on.
it. You know?
Yeah.
But they hear this is somebody that always read the scriptures, you know?
Uh-huh.
You know, but they don't have the eyes to see it.
Yeah, the angels of the Lord camp upon them that fear Him. You know, we truly believe there's angels on each corner pushing you know, all these demons away from us, man.
Not only that, the angels is blocking these people's minds, so they want them to act like that.
Yeah.
You know?
You'll see Jake that you know in the world walk right past you, look right at you, but don't even realize it's you. They don't even realize what's going on, you know? Hey, and that's the spirit of Yahweh Shemal Shah, man. We see people walk past, see the guy his flag sign like, what the fuck? All this, you know what I mean? We see. You got something to say, bro?
Nah, I'm telling you.
Hey, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, they hate that song.
Yeah, they can't stand what we doing out there, but we do it in all boldness, just like what the brother read, that Apostle Peter, who was the other apostle with him? No, Apostle Peter. And it was another apostle out there, but they were bold. It was in John, I think. Peter and John, I think, when they healed the lame man, you know, and when they was commanded to not preach in the name of Yahweh Shah, and they still did it, you know, and then they got beat, and they was even happy that they got beat. Like, yeah, man, we doing the damn thing, you know, we doing the damn thing out here.
Because they was actually witnesses of Yahweh Shah. They knew that that's what happened to Yahweh Shah, so they suffering what Yahweh Shah suffered, which in the scriptures it say, if you suffer how he suffered, or you carry that cross, then you going to also reign with him and be joint heirs.
We must be doing the right thing.
This is John 14 and 16. It says, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him.
Can you read that one more time?
Yeah, it says, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive. Yeah, the world can't receive the Spirit of truth, man.
So how is it?
The message of Israel back then couldn't receive the Spirit of truth, bro. And Yahweh Shah was amongst them.
Yo,
All right.
bro, just off that, bro, what they believe, there's more than two genders. Bro, they said there was, in the state of New York, there was over 36 genders.
But
Bro.
these people are bugged out, man.
Bro, but they can't receive that there's only two.
Yeah.
Nigga.
Yeah, we're in a time
Man,
with
that's how
so
far
much
off we are.
information. So much information, yet the people are so stupid, man.
Very, very stupid.
All right, and it's all of the Lord, man. Because the scriptures say the earth languisheth and fadeth away. You know, the haughty people languisheth and fadeth away. All right, but the thing about it, the words of the Lord is not going to fade away. Let me finish this real quick. It says, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him. And that's a blessing, man.
Yeah, man.
Call us friends.
Yep. It says, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you.
Yep.
All right, so this truth is within us through the Spirit of Yahweh Yahweh Shah.
Yeah.
And like the brother said, it came by faith, and faith was a gift, man. You know, giving of the Lord, man.
Because Yahweh Shah is the truth. And we believe in the truth. We have faith in that truth. So we have him. Y'all don't have faith in what we saying because y'all don't have him. It's just that simple. And that's y'all. But we're going to talk about us. You know what I'm saying? To the ones that do have the eyes to see that is here, it's the same. We telling you it's a battle. We telling you the characteristics of them that's going to lose and the one that's going to win according to the scriptures. Lord willing, we beat them in too.
Let me finish this real quick.
Come on.
Sure. It says on verse 19, it says, yet a little while, and the world seeth me no more, but ye see me. All right? Ye see me, but ye see me because I live. Because Yahweh Shah still, even though he went up on the right hand side of the Father, hey, the man lives, man. Because his word is with us, man.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
All right? It says, because I live, ye shall live also. At that day ye shall know that I am in my Father, and ye in me, and I in you. He that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me, and he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him, and will manifest myself to him. So the Lord didn't manifest himself to the world, man.
He gave it to you.
Right.
To a certain amount of men, man.
Yeah.
Alright.
Quick precept.
Yeah, bro.
This is Rock 4 and 28. It says, strive for the truth unto death, and Yahweh Bashem Al Shai shall fight for thee. You know, this is what we doing. The word strive means fight. You know, we gotta go out there and fight, not carnally, but spiritually.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta fight through, like the brother was saying, man. You know, hold your composure, man. You know,
Yeah, because
we're not
niggas is
gonna,
gonna get you mad, bro.
yeah, we're not gonna go out there and lose our cool because
That's what they want us to do.
that's letting the flesh take over.
Right.
You know, you're supposed to strive for the truth unto death. You know, people gonna want to kill us, and some brothers gonna get killed. You know, but you're supposed to do that, and the Most High is gonna fight for us, man.
That's why, if I can get this real quick, it just shows you this is our role, we should do. And talking to the men that's seeing these things and they on the outside looking in, don't really know that this war is happening. You know, when you know it's a war that's happening, your spirit gonna flow to your own kind. If you of this ilk, then you gonna come to this truth. It says, 2 Corinthians 2 verse 4. It says, and my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdoms, but in demonstration of the Spirit and of power, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of the Most High. So that's why we're not saying anything that has to do with ourselves. We come in the name of the Yahweh Bashem Al-Shah, Bashem Rakakadash, you know, and we just teach the words of the scriptures. And we're showing you in and out of the scriptures to see what's true or not. You want to bring everything else into it, we're just telling you this is what the scriptures say. We have faith that from these words is speaking the will of the Lord, and he controls everything. So this is the truth. And then it says, verse 6, howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world that come to naught. See? So we speaking to them that is perfect, the ones that got that faith. You know? So that's the only ones we speaking to, who this word is really going out to. It says, and not of the wisdom of this world, which the things that you think you know, and it says also nor of the princes of this world, which is the devil, man.
Hey, bro, where did you stop at? You stopped at
I stopped at 6. I was gonna read 7.
Okay.
You want me?
Yes,
That's what you want?
for sure.
If I could say, real quick, if I could just say, the devil is the prince of this world. So everything you know, that all the philosophy is really coming from him. You know? So you believing in that, you ultimately going to be destroyed, man. You know, you following behind Satan, the adversary, and you don't even know it. It says, verse 7, but we spake the wisdom of the Most High in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which the Most High ordained before the world unto our glory.
Yep. Now they get ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, so this the words that we speaking, this is the true wisdom. And we speaking in the mystery because you can't get it. It's like in cold to you. You don't have the spirit. You know, so here it is, it's right in the open, but you still can't get it. You hate it. Because the scripture, the brother brought out earlier, if they had known, they would have never crucified the Lord.
That is in the next verse.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. My bad. Verse 7, it says, I read verse 7 again. It says, but we speak the wisdom of the Most High in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom, which the Most High ordained before the world unto our glory, which none of the princes of this world knew, for had they known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. So if you really knew the truth, that you knew that this power here, because you, hey man, y'all, you people really don't believe that there's a Most High power that really controls everything else, and it's gonna fuck you up. You know, otherwise you would have listened. You think all the people want to be drunk? You know what I'm saying? But no, they just didn't listen. This is the same thing's gonna happen now, man. You know, hey, but if you know that, you wouldn't have destroyed you wouldn't try to destroy the Lord, and you wouldn't try to destroy us, man. But that's what you was created for, and whom have resisted His will. So we telling you the Most High is in control of everything, man. Trying to control the narrative, guy.
Omnipotent, yeah.
Omnipotent, yeah.
He's everywhere, man. Beholding the counsel of these guys that come up against His word, man. All right.
Yeah. Hey, you got the scripture, bro? You get that
This
one?
is Sirach chapter 1, verse 19. It says, wisdom reigneth down skill and knowledge of understanding, and exalteth them to honor that hold her fast.
Yeah, it says wisdom reigneth down skill and knowledge, you know? And hey, brothers is showing a lot of this is like having spiritual power, like right now, like with the knowledge that we have, you know,
you can feel the energy through the room.
Yeah, and it's going to exalt. It's going, and the time when it's appointed, you know, it's going to exalt them. It's going to exalt the men that possess this skill, man. And this skill is given to us. It says to them that hold her fast, that hold her tightly. This is, look, man, it's the middle of the week. We not no Saturday Israelites, you know. It's the middle of the week, you know. Brothers always trying to get up. Brothers always got to try to get up videos, trying to read, trying to get better at this because we're holding her fast. We're holding fast. We're holding tightly to the wisdom, man. You know, the wisdom of the men that are perfect that the brother just read. You know, not the wisdom of the wicked. Like we said earlier, we're not ignorant to the devices of the wicked, man. You lower level. You know, we understand who's controlling this narrative, and it's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and those names is about to come and take over. You know, seriously.
Hey, bro, I got a precept for you. The brother had posted it on the
feed.
Yeah, the feed. You know, hey, shalom to the brothers out there. This is 1
Come.
Corinthians 2, verse 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High.
Yeah, the natural men is the ones that can't the
Thinking
worldly
of the
men.
flesh.
Yeah, the worldly men. You know.
Yeah. Not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him.
Yeah, what we're speaking is foolish unto the people like Vocab Malone. You know, you see a Jake walking past, you try to inquire, you know, ask him what's his nationality. He not trying to hear it. What we saying is foolish unto them. That's because that's not who the Lord chose. You know.
Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
Means you ain't got the spirit.
I was going to say, because it's foolishness to them. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 18. It says, but for the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but to us which are saved is the power of the Heavenly Father. Because they were ordained to perish, all right, this is foolishness unto them. All right, but to us that are hoping unto salvation, this is going to turn to glory. All right, we're going to receive spiritual power, and we're going to be rulers over the entire new creation, the new heavens and the new earth.
Right. That's why the scripture says the kingdom of heaven is within you, because it starts with this faith, man. We all believe in this. That's why, hey, once the Lord starts to show that this is the truth, we're going to be, hey, man, earlier we was just talking about it, we was feeling joy, like, hey, this is the truth, because the Lord revealing who he really here for, who he really is, man, what he really about. And we just rejoicing in that spirit, man. It's gonna be higher and higher, man. You know? But because what you just said, can you get the hope full of immortality? You know?
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 4. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality.
Yep, see, our hope full of immortality, because that's one of the things that the Lord offers us, man. You know? Is that immortality. But hey, the preaching of the cross, which y'all saying, oh, this man dying, y'all don't know who he died for and stuff like that. You really don't hold this, what he did in high regard. Like, you need to know why that happened, man. You know? And hey, it's foolish to y'all, but to us, we know why it happened, man. It's the greatest thing ever. We can give immortality because of that. And we know it's only to a select few.
That's right.
The other day I was talking to this person, and I told her that I quit my passion in the world, whatever, and she said that was sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, people in the world, they look at us and they think it's sad that we gave up the world, all right? But it says our hope is full of immortality. Paul said that he counts everything that he attained in the world dung, that he may receive Yahweh Shah.
Yeah.
You know?
And what you did was tell somebody with a natural spirit that's not going to understand. You know?
I got people fast. This is 1 Corinthians 2, verse 15. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judge of no man. You know, hey, we judge all things, man. And then how are we going to be judged? You know, if we're following the Lord's statutes and commandments of Yahweh Shai faithfully, you know, diligently, you know. Okay. For verse 16, for who have known the mind of the Lord, you know, that he may instruct him, but we have the mind of the Mashiach.
Yeah. So we got the mind of the Lord, man. We just telling you, because nobody can understand this mystery. Like, who is the Most High chosen? How do you know? Blah blah blah.
Hey, the Lord is a separate. Just separate.
Exactly.
Hey, it's about Israel.
Yeah, that's what.
Yep. I got in the last scripture. I got one scripture I want to bring out. Okay. All right. Let me bring this out. This is this right here, man. Is Deuteronomy 33 and 28. It says Israel shall dwell in safety alone. And that just proves that, man, the other nations ain't ruling with Israel, man. It says, the fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also as heavens shall drop down dew. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellence. And thy enemies shall be found liars. All right, so all you devils coming up with these narratives, even you 2/3 Israelites, man. All right, Israelites, they call yourself Israelites, they teach other doctrines, man. Y'all gonna be found liars, man.
Yeah.
All right, and thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee. And thou shalt tread upon their high places. You know, and that's going into these you Edomites, man, at the top, man. All right, you're gonna be found liars, man. You're not the true Israelites, man. All right, you Israelis, top elites, man. You're not the people of the Lord. You're gonna be found liars pretty soon, man. And that's what we're waiting for. So as this battle intensifies, you know, brothers lock in, you know, take this thing seriously, man. This thing is serious, man. All right. Any last words for y'all brothers? Got anything else to say?
Hey, anybody that's preaching another word, preaching anything that's what the brothers of GMS are saying, man, let it be a curse unto you, man, because that's just the ultimate death. And we come off as proud, bold, etc. But it's just the spirit, man. You just gotta follow spirit.
Yeah, the scriptures say boast in the Lord, you know. Hey, we boasting in what Yahweh Shimon Shah gave us, starting with Apostle Tahar on down, you know. That's just it. We're not boasting in ourselves. We know we ain't shit.
We're just saying that this is the truth, man.
Right.
Quick precept. Since y'all brought it up. This is 1 Corinthians 3. First Corinthians 3, verse 13, it says, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare. All right? The day of the Lord shall declare every man's works, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's works of what sort it is.
Yeah, because if the fire, if you go through the fire and you come forth as gold, that mean what? You know? That mean you was the true man of the Lord.
Yeah.
You know?
It says, if any man's works abide, which he have built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. So if your works abide the fire, you're gonna receive the reward, man. So vocab, man, hey, you better hope what you building is of that good precious stone or something that can't be that is refined in the fire, man. You better hope it's not likened unto wood or stubble, man, because it's gonna get burnt up, man.
Nah, bro, hey, and they say that the Bible stood, when they say the Bible stood the test of time, it means through many of the years, as long as the scripture's been around, people try to scrutinize it and say it's not real. You got these Edomites, they go and search to see if these things are true. It's been proven to be true. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
When we telling you these things is true, and they know it, you know? But it stands the test of time, so he better hope that what he's building, the stuff, the knowledge that he's trying to gain to himself, he better hope that stands the test of time.
Yeah.
But the scriptures say wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time.
Yeah.
Because we got this, we're going to be stable. When them trials and fires happen,
man.
he's not going to be stable, you know?
Man, you building hay, stubble, and wood, man.
Yeah.
And we know that, man. We telling you that, man. What you're building of hay, stubble, and wood. And when that fire comes, it's just gonna burn it up and devour it. And when hay and stubble is burnt, nobody cares about the hay and stubble that's burnt, man.
Yeah.
And that's likened unto your works, man. All right. So,
Yeah, vocab alone is something as simple as he pulling out mad scriptures with his head on. And brothers called him out for that. And he pretty much bucked up against that. And that's in the New Testament. You know? That's in the New Testament forbidding you to do
hey,
that.
man, tell you these guys don't have it, man. They don't have the spirit, man. We
Clearly.
know it. We clearly know it. But the world don't know it. But guess what? That's why we have Yahweh Shem Yahushua to
Right.
declare it, man.
That's right.
Our job was to go out and speak it before it happened, and when it happens, hey, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua get the glory, man.
That's right.
And in the way with you suckers, man, you're gonna be a memory. You're gonna be the type of guys we talk about when we're in the kingdom,
That's right.
drinking and
Drinking
celebrating.
Yahushua.
Yup. Watching gladiator events. You know, you Edomites killing each other, man, in the kingdom, man. you know, just for our entertainment, man. You know?
Yeah, Christopher, bro.
Yeah, bring it up.
This is Galatians chapter 1 and verse 6. It says, I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Yahushua unto another gospel. It's verse 7. It says, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel of Yahushua Hamashiach.
Yeah, you're the ones that hold the gospel that's perverted. All right, the perverted gospel, man. Telling everybody that they can be saved, man. It's not in the scriptures, man. All right, you know.
And people that, the ones who listening to that, as the scripture was just saying, you know, the ones that's listening to that, how did you get turned to another gospel? If it's some of you out here that once believed in this thing, and then you letting that little weak nigga sway your mind, you know? You letting this guy sway you, as it say, you being turned to another gospel. Hey, we don't see how you let that happen. You know, you wasn't prudent enough. I mean, we do see, you just wasn't prudent enough. You know, you ain't of the elect, pretty much, because the elect is not gonna be plucked out of the Lord's hand.
Yes, a little more on it. It's verse 8. It says, but though we or an angel from heaven preach another gospel unto you, then that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. As we said before, so say I now again, if any man preach another gospel unto you, than that ye have received, let him be accursed.
Right, and he said it twice, man. 'Cause he has to reiterate that just so you make it clear, you know, and hit that nail in the coffin, you know, like someone used to say, you know. But hey, you know, that was pretty much it for me, you know.
Yeah. So with that, man, we give all praises to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakabadash.
Our double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you brothers that's pushing the word in sincerity and truth. Keep on fighting, man. You in for hey, you in for some more battles, man.
Yeah.
Just keep on fighting, man. You know. Until next time, shalom.
Shalom.